Welcome to Being Beta, where today I'm going to be replacing the window handles on these two windows here. Not too much kit and equipment needed for this job. So the window handle itself, got this from Wix, it was about £12 and it's a universal handle. You'll need a standing knife or a flathead screwdriver just to prise off the blanking caps. Vice grips or a vice for if you need to cut the spindle down. We need a Phillips screwdriver for these particular screws, and then again either a hand saw, hacksaw if you do need to cut that spindle down, and then some eye protection as well. Now the actual problem with both of these is that the handles was actually sheared in here, and we're in the bathroom, so over time I think just the condensation and maybe the material that was used has just weakened, and the hinges are a bit stiff as well, and so all of that load's gone through the handle and that's caused them to shear over time. There's two screws that hold this part of the handle in place. There's one here and then there's one just under here, so I've just used my Stanley knife just to prise this off, and it's just a sticky tab, as you can see. So this is the new handle itself with the fixing screws, the key, and then you've got a couple of blanking plates as well. Now the principle is very simple. So it's a universal, so it means it opens to the left and the right. You just literally depress that with it unlocked, and then you can turn, and that will move the spindle, which will in turn open the window or lock it in place. Now we've been pushing this open in the meantime since the handles are broken, so it's already in the open position, which means when I install it I'll need the handle up at a right angle. So one of the things you'll notice is that the spindle comes scored, and that's because there's different spindle lengths, because there's different depths in the window itself. So first thing that I'm going to do is pop it in, and luckily it fits flush, which means I'm not going to have to cut the spindle down or cut the screws down. Now if you do need to do that, you can use a hacksaw, and I recommend you either use a vice or vice grips to hold it in place, and obviously all the appropriate safety equipment, gloves, eye protection as well, so you can do this nice and safely. With the handle set flush into the recess, I can now screw in the screws, just using my Phillips screwdriver. That's the handle screwed securely in place, and now I'll fit the blanking caps to cover up the screws. And there we have it. Exactly the same process for the top window. Obviously, because this window was unlocked, I installed it in the open position. However, if your windows are locked and you're replacing the handle, then you'll be installing it in this position. But just a top tip, make sure you've got it the right way round before you do the screws, otherwise you'll have to do it all over again.